Take your helmet off, kitty. This way. But you want it to slope slightly towards the entrance so that any water that gets into the hive will drain out the front door instead of getting drained back into the hive. We're gonna move the hive.
Oh yeah. Okay, wait. Could you take a picture and send it? What? Okay.
So we've set the hive up so that this is the south facing direction, so that the bees basically will, when the sun comes up, it's starting to come over the trees now, but they'll basically orient towards the south. Then the last piece we have to put in before the bees, entrance reducer, so you can have the smaller opening, and then later you give them the slightly larger opening, and then later in the summer you pull it all the way out, and then in the winter you put it back in. Have a variety of frames. This frame, there's still some capped brood in there, so those are actually young. You can see the bees, unfortunately, that died out. This hive died as they were trying to emerge from their cells. So I actually do what's called small cell bees. So these are 4.9 millimeter each cell. Typical commercial honeybees at this point are more like 5.4 millimeters. Sometimes they'll even go up to 5.7. But feral bee populations tend to build cells. If they let them build it on their own, they'll build it at 4.9. So when you start, you buy this, and then they will build on top of it until they build it all the way out. This top one up here is actually foundationless, and so if you look, the only thing it ever had was a little wooden bar at the top of it, and the bees built all the wax on this one. These are all the pollen cells. You'll see over the course of the year it'll change colors with whatever's in bloom. You know, lots of yellows, but later in the fall I've noticed it turns to a tan, sort of greenish tan. There's been purple pollens that's come in before. She likes to dig in there, and that's just honey. Eat it now. I'm gonna eat some too. This is last spring's honey. That's basically it. So this is the hive body, frames. There's an inner cover that goes on it, and then there's the outer cover. The inner cover has an opening so the bees can get it up and out, but outer cover just keeps the rain out. She's totally different. I rarely see her. This is a small package, but that is the queen.